Welcome to the Focus on Greatness podcast with me, Hiram Roche. This podcast, we encourage fathers, husbands, believers, and entrepreneurs to be able to walk into their God-given potential. Hello, how you doing? And welcome to the Focus on Greatness podcast. I am your host, Hiram Roche, also known as HR. And as always, it is an honor to be able to be here with you, my greatness tribe. Hey, listen, we are continuing these conversations that we've been having throughout the month of March, which is our March Madness. And if this is your first time kind of like joining in on this month, or this is your first time just being on the podcast in general, one, I want to say thank you for coming on. But through this month, we are diving in deep, pushing ourselves to be able to go after the goal, go after the dream, go after our vision. And we have been walking through my new book, my first workbook that I just created called Start with the Finish in Mind. You can go purchase that on Amazon and be able to get your copy so you can be able to join in on these conversations. And most importantly, you can be able to grow and get the tools that you need to be able to effectively walk in the dream, the vision, the goals, the things that you want to be able to acquire and do in your life. This workbook has the tools that you'll need to be able to make those things happen. And so on tonight, as we dive into episode 5, of this conversation, we want to be able to deal with tonight, as I told you I would. We're going to deal with discipline and consistency. These are, I would believe, the keys to achieving our vision. So we're going to deal with discipline and consistency. Again, these, I believe, are keys to achieve our vision. Let's dive right into the scripture context that we're going to use for tonight. Is going to come out of 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verses 24 through 27. Again, 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verses 24 through 27. And this is what it says. It says, "Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receives the prize? So run that ye may obtain. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things." I'm going to read this again. "Know ye not they which run in a race run all, but one receive the prize." Let's pause here so we can understand what it's saying. In a normal race, you have multiple people that are running together, but there's only one individual that is going to win the prize. So now he's saying for us, so run that ye may obtain, meaning go after, push hard, run your race, do your portion, do what you are designed to do or assigned to do, supposed to be walking in. Go after your vision, go after your dream, so that then you can be able to obtain this. Here's the balance in what he's saying, that every man that strives for mastery is temperate in all things. Here's the thing, you and I, as we go after our dream, based on this context, as we're going after our vision, as we're going after the things that we desire to be able to accomplish, we have to go after it as if we are running in a race. Now, here's the thing I love about this context is we are running in a race, but we're not racing against anybody but ourselves. We're not in competition with someone else. We're not trying to outrun someone. What we're trying to do is run our race at our pace to be able to get to the destination, to get to the dream, to get to the vision, to get to the very thing that God has been able to show us that we are supposed to be achieving, the assignment that is on our lives. So we have already written the vision. We have set our mindset in the way that it needs to be. We have made sure that even as we have set the vision, as we have set our mindset, that we have start to deal with the things that hinder us, that affect us in being able to achieve these things, being able to achieve our goals. We have hit some of these major mile markers in our lives, but now I want us to be able to understand that we are running a race, that we are going after a goal. And again, in the race, it takes a certain pace for you to be able to run in this race, to get to the destination, to get to the vision, to get to the place that you need to be able to get to. So here is the pace for us. The pace, I believe, is these two major pieces. Understanding that the pace takes, number one, it takes discipline, and then it takes consistency. Here it is again. Number one, it takes discipline. And number two, it takes consistency. The pace that you need to be able to run the race, to get to victory in your life, to be able to achieve the dream, to be able to go after the goal, to be able to get the thing that you desire, it takes discipline and it takes consistency. So let's start off with discipline. I want to be able to give unto us tonight a defining definition that I believe is going to help us to be able to understand this. So the first one, the definition that I want to give for discipline is this. Discipline, according to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, is training that corrects, molds, and perfects the mental faculties and or moral character. I'm going to read that again. This discipline is training that corrects, molds, or perfects the mental faculties or moral character. Here it is. Here it is. Discipline, it what is the bridge that gaps between where you are and where you want to be.
Every journey begins with a single step, but what if you knew exactly where that journey was meant to end? I wrote the book for people like you, people that have dreams, people that have goals, people that want to walk in their own business, create their own legacy, but just don't know where to start. This book is a handbook. It's a bunch of tools that gives you the steps that you'll need to be able to walk into the destiny, the dream, the life that you desire and should have for you. And start with the finish in mind. You'll discover how to redefine your purpose, build on actionable roadmap, and stay focused on the outcome that truly matters. With practical advice, real life stories, and a faith-driven approach, Start with the Finish in Mind will equip you to set clear, purpose-filled objectives, navigate challenges with resilience, and build a legacy that you'll be proud of. Start with the Finish in Mind by Hiram, Roche, your guide to purposeful living and lasting success.
I'm going to read that again. Discipline is what bridges the gap between where we are currently and where we want to be. Discipline gives unto us, it makes the adjustments within us to be able to have the type of strength and character and fortitude to be able to handle the very thing that we're trying to go after. Understand, discipline is I do consistently, which we're going to deal with this consistency in a minute, but discipline is I do consistently a specific routine, a specific thing, even when I don't feel like it and even when it don't feel good. My discipline gives unto me restraint. My discipline gives unto me the very thing that I need to make sure that it aligns me or helps me to be molded or adjusted to the vision that I say that I have. My discipline goes with my vision. My discipline goes with my mindset. My discipline is in the category of how I think. My discipline is in the category of what I spend my money on, of how I eat, how I function, the friends that I have, the things that I do. My discipline is in all of those different categories because all of those different pieces of my life are affecting my vision one way or another. And I have to be disciplined enough to be able to say no to certain things so that I can be able to achieve the thing that I'm saying that I want to go after. This is my discipline. Now, again, we just use the context of scripture where it alludes or gives us this example of a runner that's running a race. So, in the example, this runner doesn't win the race by just showing up. This runner had to create a certain discipline in his day to day, in how he ate, in how he worked out, the type of training that he would do, the type of development that he would do, the type of things that he would do. It would be a daily activity that assists him in creating discipline. So here's the question that I have for you. Here's the question that I have for you. If you're called to speak, just say you're a speaker. This is your dream. This is your goal. This is what you're trying to go after. Are you currently practicing speaking? Are you developing that craft? Are you on a day to day basis working on that skill set? If you're called to be a writer, if you're saying that you want to write books, are you daily working on disciplining yourself to be able to write effectively? Now, what do I mean by these things? I'm gonna ask you one more question and then I'm gonna help you in this context. Do you feel like you are called to lead? If you are, how are you sharpening your leadership skills? What are you doing in your day to day that's developing the discipline to develop this skill set? Now, discipline, again, is this aspect of doing it when you feel like it and when you don't. Discipline is knowing that you need to go work out. And even when you don't feel like it, still get up and go make it happen. Discipline is making sure that you keep your routine and your schedule. Discipline is when you want to be on a fast and you want to discipline yourself to be able to keep your word and function in a certain way. Discipline says this is what I have to do on a day-to-day basis to make sure that I'm achieving the thing that I need. Discipline says even if everyone else is going out, I need to stay in because I got to work on my craft. Discipline says, I'm trying to build wealth so I don't have time to spend money. Discipline says I create a daily structure so that I can make sure that I'm living and functioning by these specific things so that I can be able to achieve my goal. These are called your discipline. Now, I want to calm down a little bit. I want to calm down a little bit. And I want to really just ask these questions. I want to really get us to think. If discipline trains you to correct, to mold, and perfect the mental faculties or moral character. If this is what discipline is supposed to do, discipline is supposed to get you to a place where it structures you, it molds you into the thing that you're trying to go after. That's what discipline does. You can be able to look at someone that is in shape. I'm talking about body look good, physique is right, this, and this. You can tell that by just looking at them that they have become disciplined. You can tell when you listen to certain speakers that speak from preachers to motivational speakers. You can be able to tell those that are effective in their craft, they have been disciplined enough to be able to work on their craft where they have molded a certain way that they can be able to effectively do what they're commissioned or assigned to do. So here is my question. What type of discipline do you need for the vision that you've written? I remember when I was, started the podcast. When I started the podcast, I was just excited. Initially, for those that's been with me from the beginning till now, one, I want to say thank you. But for people that really knew, starting the podcast was a major transition for me. It moved from ministering in a certain different setting to now being able to do this through a podcast. And I didn't know what this was going to be. I didn't know what this was going to look like when I first began, being very honest. And I just was doing it. Was trying to figure it out on as I went along, and Was trying to recognize certain things and read on certain things and all of these things. And what I started to recognize was I couldn't stay as consistent. We're going to go here. I couldn't stay as consistent as I needed to. And what I realize now is the reason why I couldn't stay consistent is because I did not build the discipline. I did not hear what I'm saying. I did not build the discipline of time management. So I wanted to be able to do the podcast. I had a passion for it. I had a vision. I had a dream for it. I had an idea of what I wanted. I really didn't have a clear vision when I first started. I didn't know the audience that I was going to be speaking to. I didn't know, the type of content that I really wanted to be able to deliver to the people. I really didn't know this ideal of what I wanted to be able to create and communicate when it came to the podcast. It was things that again that I was learning on the way, but I did not have a discipline in my time management. What do I mean by that? I didn't have a specific time management where I was allocating the type of time on a day-to-day basis to make sure that I was sharpening and working on my craft. And sometimes some of the reason why I can say for me that I was lacking in that aspect of creating the discipline for it is because I felt like I was already gifted. I was already doing this. I did it in a certain way. I was already doing in a certain capacity. And I had this gift that I can be able to walk in and do the assignment. I had this gift that if I'm reading and studying, I could just come and flow from my heart and be able to come and speak to people. I had this gift that I can be able to do this. I have been doing it for years. So now coming on this platform and doing it this way, what I did not recognize is even though I had created a certain discipline when I was a youth pastor, when I created a certain discipline for my job, there was a certain discipline that I needed specifically for the podcast that I had not developed. And because I did not take the time to build the discipline in the beginning of the podcast, there is moments that you can be able to see where it was not consistent. Even when it came in reference to the book, I was trying to build a discipline to write, a discipline to be able to dive in, a discipline to be able to look at and read different books and all of these different contexts. I was creating a certain discipline. I had to. And the way that you create the discipline that trains, again, I'm gonna keep in this definition, that trains the training that corrects and molds and perfects the mental faculties and moral character. Your what you create the discipline for starts to mold you for the definition or for the vision or for the dream or for the goal that you're trying to go after. And the way that I'm able to do that is I have to not only say, this is what I need to do, and this is the type of things that I need to start working on, and these are the type of things that I need to start putting in place. But once I recognize what I need to do, I have to be consistent at it. You just saying, I need to start working on my discipline in reference to my eating, or I need to start working on my discipline when it comes in reference to my money or my time management, or how I function as a leader, or how I function with this writing, or how I function as a dad, or how I function as a father, or as a husband, or as a friend, or as a boyfriend, whatever those contexts is. All of these pieces are important, but if you're only going to do it one day, it does not create discipline. Discipline is created by consistency. Now, what is consistency? Consistency or being consistent is showing steady conformity to character, profession, belief, or custom. It's being consistent, a steady conformity. Hear what I'm saying? A steady conformity to your character means it starts to change you. You start to change by consistently doing what you said you have to be disciplined with. I'm trying to help us. You cannot say I'm going to lose X amount of pounds and only go to the gym one time. You don't create a discipline doing that. The way that you create the discipline is you consistently do the same thing the same way in a consistent way, steady, conforming to your character to the point where your body automatically knows this is what I'm supposed to do. Just like you create a discipline in getting up every morning. Whatever time frame you are. My alarm goes off at 5:30 every morning. My body has become so disciplined and consistent to getting up at 5:30 in the morning that I can wake up without the alarm at 5:30 in the morning because my body has conformed to the vision or to this consistent pattern of behavior. Now, here's the thing that sometimes that I think that we do not have the conversation about, because normally when we think of discipline and consistency, we think of discipline and consistency for something positive. Here's the reality: you can create discipline, a certain discipline that is negative to the vision that you have, for the dream that you have, and because you have been doing consistent behavior that goes opposite to the dream, that goes opposite to the vision, that goes opposite to what you've been trying to achieve. So, what do we have to do? We have to make the adjustments and realize what type of life, mindset, character, behavior do I need to have to be able to walk in this vision? What type of mindset, behavior, function do I need to have? The character that I need to have, the value system that I need to have, the standard that I need to have to be able to walk in this vision, in this dream, to achieve this goal. And in that, now I create a discipline, a routine, a behavior that I consistently function in on a day to day basis. Now, understand, just because you're going after this doesn't mean that there's going to be days that you might fall off. Just because you have the vision, just because you have the dream, just because you're creating the mindset does not mean that there is not going to be a moment where you mess up. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I know with me, even like when I was working out and going to the gym, and when I missed a day, I'll be like, man, now I got to do a little extra. It's like, no, just stay consistent. Just keep going. Don't lose it. This is a race. And in a race, you need a pace. What is your pace? What is the pace that you are trying to have for your life? And how can you create that on the day to day basis to make that happen? Now, here is how we're going to do that. Here's how we're going to do it. We are going to create the discipline and the consistency in our lives that goes according to our vision. And the way that we're going to do this is we are going to create the schedule that helps us create the routine that is needed to be able to go with the vision that we have. What does your day to day look like? Yes, you wake up. Yes, you might take care of the kids and get them ready for the day, whatever, whatever. You might do your devotion. You might do this. You might just get up, take a shower, and go right to work. Whatever routine that you have created is the discipline that you have. But the question is, does the routine you currently have go with helping you get or achieve the goal, the dream, the vision that you are trying to accomplish? If it doesn't, we need to look at your routine. We need to look at your schedule. We need to look at how you're functioning on the day-to-day basis. We need to look at all parts. If your vision is to be able to build wealth, are you spending too much money on a day-to-day basis? One day at a time. We're not talking about a week. We're not talking about a month. We're not talking about 3 months, 6 months. I'm talking about today, your day to day. What is the routine that you have? Let's make a consistent day to day movement that helps us create the discipline we need to walk in the vision that we have. I want us, me and you, to be able to make sure that we are creating the discipline. But here's the thing: when you start creating the discipline, when you're creating the routine and you're functioning in this consistently, understand you are now creating a new standard. And in the new standard, that means you might have to tell some things and some people no. Nope, I can't do that. Nope, I can't go there. Nope, I can't say that. Nope, I can't think like that. Nope, I can't go nowhere. Nope, we're not having that conversation. Nope, I can't go that way. I can't do that. No, today I can't go out. Nope, today I can't go do this. Nope, today I got to go study. Because why? I'm trying to create a certain discipline. I'm trying to create a certain routine. I'm trying to do some things, and the standard that I'm creating is for my vision. Now, if you're with me, you will understand because I'm trying to create something. I'm trying to build something. I'm trying to walk in something. And the way that I walk in this is I have to create a discipline. I have to create a standard. I have to make this consistent. And I have to consistently walk in this so I can make sure that I'm achieving the very things that I'm assigned to do, that my dream says, that my goal says, and that my vision says for my life. This is what we're wanting to go after. I got a vision. My mind is shifting. I'm going to overcome some things. I'm going to walk in some things. I recognize what my assignment is. And now I'm creating the discipline and the consistency which shapes my standards for my journey to help me to get to this destination. This is what we're doing as we walk in this whole entire thing. And as we go after this, we are going to make sure that we, as in we together, as the greatness tribe, we are going to be a disciplined, structured, consistent group of individuals that are walking in our dreams, that are walking in our goals, that are achieving the very vision that we have for ourselves, for our family, and for those that God has assigned us to, because we don't have any more time to waste. We have to get to work. So let's push this thing together and let's create our discipline and walk in our consistency. And I love you all. And I'll see you next time. Man, this is making me excited. Talk to y'all later. Bye bye.